well. Welcome to the Little Hut podcast. And of course, you got yours truly, Kimberly F. Brown. Brown. That darn brown on Cleveland. And of course, tonight is Friday evening. It's the weekend. Shake your pom poms, darn it. Shake your pom poms and stay safe and enjoy yourself this weekend because it's all about you. So, of course, before we get started, as always, I got to say hello to my two favorite girls. One is Aletha Johnson of Dream Team Realty. So if you're looking for a single home, a duplex, commercial property, new development, please call Ms. Johnson right now at 216 375 3681. 216 375 3681. And if you're looking for t shirts, hoodies, jackets, tumblers, cups, mugs, call New Beginnings 1111 Creations. And of course, that is Angie Marie, and she's located in the city of Maple Heights. And the number is 216 395 7335. And of course, she made this fantabulous hoodie that I have on tonight, darn right. And of course, it's Friday evening, and Friday evening podcasts are always brought to you by the re-election team of Mayor Matt Burke. Mayor Matt Burke is on the ballot, and of course, he's trying to retain that seat. So do yourself a favor, visit his website, and if you like what you see, then of course, you know what you need to do for but not me, because I don't live in the city of Garfield Heights. Brown, that darn brown on Cleveland. Welcome. So tonight is going to be a tad bit different because I'm going to be absolutely serious. No shiggity boo in the mix. Nope. Nah, not tonight because there's some things that we definitely have to talk about. And I am going to change my screen right now because this is the topic for this evening. Let's talk about hmm, homelessness. Homelessness within the city of Cleveland. And it's just not within the city of Cleveland, but it is across this here United States of America. Well, today I was driving through certain neighborhoods trying to get to my scheduled appointments. And as I was driving, I ran into a family that was standing on the corner in a certain neighborhood, and they were asking motorists for money. It could have been a scam. I hope not, because they had their children out there. And they had the cardboard box signage stating that the parents had lost their jobs and they are now homeless because they have been evicted. So I began to think and ponder about election 2025. Election 2025. And I know that as we go through this process, it's going to get messy on one end, maybe serious on the other end, and in the middle, it'll probably stay invisible. So my question tonight, my issue tonight is really for the people who are running for mayor of a city. Especially tonight, I'm going to focus on Mayor Justin Bibb and his challenger, Laverne Gore. I am not familiar with either person's platform. But if they carry the same generic platform that I've been hearing as people were out there getting their signatures, people are always talking about, when I say people, I'm talking about these candidates. It seems to me that they all carry the same stump speech. No one really has any kind of original ideas. They don't have creativity. There's no innovative moments to talk about issues and to actually have step step by step guide on how to get a proper, workable, efficient, and effective result. So tonight, I am posing this question to Laverne Gore and Justin Bibb. What are you going to do about homelessness within the city of Cleveland? I don't even know if that falls under your jurisdiction. I don't. But I do know that homelessness is an issue not just in the city of Cleveland, but across this here United States of America. So as I began to do research on homelessness, and I wish I had an expert hanging out with me today so we can get a better idea of what it is needed within the city of Cleveland and adjacent cities. Well, if you research homelessness, they'll give you 5 key strategies that include increasing affordable housing options. That's the first issue that they'll talk about, or the first step they'll talk about in order to help rid our cities of the homeless population. Some experts are saying that a major driver of homelessness is the lack of affordable housing. They're saying that this can be addressed by building more housing units, particularly for those who are within the low income financial bracket. So they say that if they incentivize local governments to adopt zoning laws that allow for greater housing density, this will help. And they talk about federal assistance. So they're talking about expanding and increasing that thing called Section 8, or some people will call the Housing Voucher Program. Let me take a pause. This here, this solution, this step to me is blanket. I don't think that whoever wrote this, I don't believe that they are a thinker. When you talk about affordable housing, and I've heard this from a lot of people who are running for a council seat, the question becomes who identifies what is affordable? How do you come up with a figure that says something is affordable or not affordable? Who defines what is affordable? So until you can clarify the term affordable and place some figures on what's deemed as affordability and what's affordable, step one in my opinion, will not work. I've been taught that in order to get to the root cause of an issue, you have to keep asking why. You keep asking why until there are no more whys to ask. That's when you're able to generate the issues that encompass the problem. Asking why. Simply telling people you want to increase affordable housing, that's not going to work. So I would like to know, what are the plans of Justin Bibb and Laverne Gore to help with this thing called homelessness? The other step that they talk about is to expand access to health care and mental health services. Some people say this is apples and oranges, or could it be a sweet peach? They say that many individuals experiencing homelessness also face health challenges, including mental illness and substance abuse disorders. They're trying to say that if you expand health care, you can decrease the amount of homelessness. I don't know. I don't know if I can agree with that. I simply don't. Because there are a lot of steps that are missing. In this same reference point, they're talking about linking healthcare providers to homeless service organizations. How is that going to stop somebody from being homeless? See, because the part that they're missing is this: you have landlords, you have people who rent their property out to other folk. And I really don't think that a landlord is really concerned about the linkage of services. I think he or she is looking at whether or not somebody can afford their property. So I think the linkage point is in the wrong place, Brown on Cleveland. I don't see the correlation here. Then they say you should implement a housing first policy or policies. Housing first initiatives prioritize providing, watch this, immediate housing to individuals experiencing homelessness without preconditions like sobriety or employment. Now, make it make sense, Brown on Cleveland. So, so you're suggesting that landlords rent their property to individuals who are not employed? I don't believe that that's a workable solution. Please have a property owner call me who believes or who would initiate a process like this. Because when I was a renter, they wanted to see paycheck stubs. When I was a renter, they called people and they were calling people to see whether or not you were a do-gooder or you were a mess up. See, when I was a renter, they wanted to make sure that on the first of every month, you would have their money, not an organization, but you, when I was a renter. And I still think that is the case today. I want to hear from Justin Bibb and Laverne Gore about what they're going to do about the homelessness within the city of Cleveland. I also would like to hear from the housing court judges, or I should say, those folks who are running for the housing court to be the judge of the housing court. Now I'm talking about Monet Scott and I'm talking about Cheryl Wilshire. I just want to know. The other thing that they're talking about is building a robust community response system. They're saying that this is crucial. So you say, well, Brown, what are they talking about? This involves coordinating intake and assessment processes, ensuring easy access to various services, and providing ongoing case management to connect individuals with resources they need. I still do not believe that that is a viable solution to decrease and permanently get rid of the homeless population. I believe that these steps that they are providing, they are mere band-aids, because at the end of the day, at the beginning of every month, landlords, they want their money. Mortgage companies, they want their money. If you don't have the money, you're not going to be in that place for too long. You're not. So again, I'm going to ask, I wonder, what is the plan to help decrease the homeless population? The other thing they talk about is addressing root causes. They say that ultimately, ending homelessness requires addressing the underlying factors that contribute to it. This includes poverty, lack of education, domestic violence, and the systemic discrimination. Policies that promote economic opportunity, affordable health care, and social justice are essential to prevent individuals from falling into homelessness in the first place. And that's according to Boston University. I don't know if I agree with all of this. Addressing the root cause. The first thing they talked about is poverty. Then they talked about the lack of education. However, if you got people who don't believe in education, they will probably always live in poverty. And if they live in poverty, they cannot afford even affordable housing. And if they can't afford affordable housing, then what are they going to do? Here's the thing that gets me. We have a tendency to look at every single social aspect and we put the blame there, or we say the cause is there. But what about the cause of behavior? What about people learning how to be responsible? What about us teaching people to have some type of discipline? Because you can't even get a job, or should I say, maintain employment, a job, if you're not disciplined. You see, it trips me out when I keep hearing people say, well, Brown, people are homeless or people can't make it because there are not any jobs out there. Not true, not true, not true, not true at all. There are a lot of jobs out there. It may not be what you want, but it's there. People act as though some that other people are required to give them a pass. Some people act as though they are entitled to get a pass. We make too many excuses for the behaviors of people. We don't focus on people simply having discipline. Discipline will make the difference between someone being homeless and someone having a shelter over their head. Discipline will make the difference between someone begging and someone giving. Discipline. Discipline will get most people up in the morning to go to work. Not being disciplined are the individuals who feel as though they don't have to go to work on time. They can just show up whatever time they want to show up. Discipline. I believe that when we teach the majority of people discipline, we can decrease homelessness. You can agree or disagree, doesn't matter. It's just me. I just think that this is one of those topics that will come up during election 2025. And I believe that as voters here in the city of Cleveland, because I'm referencing the city of Cleveland, Bibb and Gore, I believe that rather than us listen to lots of stump speeches, we need to ask questions that matter. We need to be concerned more about the platform and about who can get the job done rather than a political party or a slate sheet or listening to precinct people or following people who are incapable of leading. You got to stop and you got to think what's going to be best for you, your family, and your community. Homelessness is impacting all of us. I live in Cleveland Ward 1. And if you drive through Cleveland Ward 1, we have people at bus shelters who are sleeping there day in and day out. We have people standing on the corner as you are waiting for the light to change, running up to your car, asking for money. Some of them are homeless. Others, they say, live in a group home. Still homeless. We have major issues in our city. And this is one issue that I would like to see addressed by Bibb and Gore. Don't give these people a pass. Find out who has us and who don't. I'm going to remind you of this. Let me remind you. Remember the last mayoral race? Kevin Kelly, when him and Bibb were at a forum on the east side of Cleveland at Sanctuary Baptist Church. Kevin Kelly told a group of people in a crowded room that the city of Cleveland purposely ignored the east side wards. Purposely. You ought to be feeling some type of way. We have the opportunity during this election to get it right. We do. All I know is this, is that the East Side wards are terrible. And our council people ought to be ashamed of themselves. They really should. But because we don't hold them accountable, they can do whatever they want to do and how they want to do it when they want to do it, be it that you benefit or not. You guys, you can make a change. You really can. But the topic tonight that I think should be addressed by Gore and Bibb and Gore, is the issue regarding homelessness. Brown on Cleveland, brown on Cleveland, brown on Cleveland. Every once in a while, as we go to election 2025 in November, because there will not be a primary, because there's only two people running for mayor within the city of Cleveland, you will hear me talk about different issues that are impacting the city of Cleveland, be it positive or negative. And these are questions I have for both Bibb and Gore. And just to let you know, I am inviting both candidates at separate times to sit down in the studio with Brown on Cleveland. My time is up. My time is up. I had a great time today. I have a busy weekend forthcoming, and I want you guys to be safe out there this weekend because it's going to be absolutely beautiful. And do me a favor. Well, not really for me, but for yourself. I believe in clean and safe neighborhoods. So if you live on a street that, is not kept up, do yourself a favor and just walk down the street and, pick up trash. Pick it up. I do it every single day. I did it today. Clean and safe neighborhoods will decrease crime in your community. If you don't believe me, check out the broken window theory. Again, my name is Kimberly Brown, and listen, I had a great time with you today. Join me Wednesday because Miss Freddie is back and she's all that, and we got some stuff we're gonna talk about. But right now, I gotta go. I gotta go. I gotta go. I gotta go. So remember, you don't have to be a star, baby. You don't have to be a star, baby. You don't have to be a star, baby, to be on this show. You don't have to be a star, baby, but you got to be bold. Yeah. And I know you don't like me, and I'm okay with that because sometimes I don't even like you. A lot of times. But if you need me, call me. Don't talk about me because I may talk about you back. No, I'm too old for that, and that's a fact. So shake your pom poms, shake your pom poms, shake your darn pom poms.